russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
Well, Vince McMahon is officially now out of trouble with the SEC. I'm going to read this straight from CNBC. The Securities and Exchange Commission charged former WWE boss Vince McMahon with violating federal security laws by failing to inform his pro wrestling company's board that he had signed non-disclosure agreements that promised to pay two women $10.5 million to keep them quiet about his sexual conduct, the SEC said Friday. McMahon agreed to settle the administrative charges and will pay a $400,000 civil penalty and reimburse WWE $1.33 million after consenting to an order finding that he violated the Securities Exchange Act. The SEC said. The agency said McMahon should have informed the WWE board about the non-disclosure agreements, which were made on behalf of him and the company. So McMahon, in a statement on the settlement of this SEC case, suggested that he is also no longer under criminal investigation by the Department of Justice. The case is closed. Today ends nearly 3 years of investigation by different governmental agencies. In the end, there was never anything more to this than minor accounting errors with regard to some personal payments that I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I'm thrilled that I can now put all this behind me. And a source familiar with the situation, according to CNBC, said that the Department of Justice has ended its criminal probe of McMahon and will not charge him.
Wow. Just amazing. I love the spin.
Tremendous.
It's just some accounting errors,
Minor, not even major ones, Al. Yeah.
$10 million worth is just minor accounting errors. It's not a big deal,
Al, how great is the minor accounting error? I love that. I love it.
And literally, like, he's completely vindicated, granted now since the criminal investigations are concluded, that means that the civil can go forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
That initial case that brought all this to light can now continue to go forward. So he's not completely in the clear. He's not completely vindicated, like he's walking away completely scot-free. This is still ongoing. It's still far from over, which will be interesting to see. I mean, the criminal part of it, he dodged a bullet, even with them just being minor accounting errors. That's fantastic.
Well, Al, let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. $1.7 million to Vince McMahon is a minor accounting error. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, to him, a billionaire,
right?
$1.7 million is completely inconsequential.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be to us $100, $170.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it just sounds funny when they're basically saying that it was $10 million, and he's like, just minor accounting errors. No big deal.
Yeah,
I love that spin. So,
$10 million. Two women.
That civil case is still going to provide a lot of embarrassment for him, I think, publicly, because let's face it, it's not going to go quietly.
Yeah, that's why his attorneys are fighting tooth and nail for that thing to go to arbitration. That's his only way out. His only way out is arbitration. She's awarded millions and millions and millions of dollars that she can't turn down, and this thing is over.
Yeah. And let's face it, the attorneys are going to press her to do exactly that.
Right.
Right. Even if she has a intent to try to take this to court and, really get some form of justice, the attorneys don't care about justice. They're going to, hey, you're getting offered this. We'd say just sit down and take it and, go on with your.
Yeah. I mean, now, because let's look at it. Supposedly he shortchanged her $2 million out of $3 million. So he paid her $1 million, didn't pay the last $2 million. Bro, if he doubles that, that's $4 million. So you're going to put $4 million on the line of taking this thing to trial and perhaps losing the $4 million. The lawyers certainly are not going to do that.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's funny because he He shorted her $2 million. Now, what did we say his attitude was to 1.7?
Right. Yeah.
Minor accounting error,
Yeah.
No big deal. But he went out of his way to short this woman and open this whole can of worms by just not paying her the remaining $2 million.
But that was like, Al, you know him. That was on principle.
I agree.
Yeah, because there was a whistleblower at the very beginning of these things. There was a whistleblower, and the whistleblower was a friend of a friend.
Right.
That came from Janelle Grant. And then that allegedly came from Janelle. And then in Vince's mind, okay, you put that out there. You broke the NDA. F them. Vince with the F them. And that's how it all started.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they'll go to arbitration.
Well, the story doesn't end there, because as the article goes on, Janelle Grant's lawyers say that this decision helps them in their case, and that McMahon is still being criminally investigated by the state of New York. So they said, during his time leading WWE, Vince McMahon acted as if rules did not apply to him. And now we have confirmation that he repeatedly broke the law to cover up his horrifying behavior, including human trafficking, said attorney Ann Callis, who's representing Janelle Grant in Connecticut federal court lawsuit. The SEC's charges prove that the NDA Vince McMahon coerced Ms. Grant into signing violates the law, and therefore her case must be heard in court. While prosecutors for the Southern District of New York continue their criminal investigation, we look forward to bringing forward new evidence in our civil case about the sexual exploitation Ms. Grant endured at WWE by Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, Laurinaitis still isn't in the clear in this.
No.
And so there's the state of New York is still conducting their criminal investigation.
According to her attorney, yes.
Oh, yeah, no, there's still like that was what he was cleared of was like the equivalent to the inside trading gimmick where he was spending this money so that, with the shareholders and what nobody knew that.
Publicly traded company.
Yeah. That's a whole different story. Criminal charges as far as trafficking is still going on.
That's still on the table.
Yeah.
And I can see where the attorneys are saying that, that those statements made by the Department of Justice and the SEC kind of corroborate their claims as far as actual activity. So,
well, I don't think anybody's doubting that there weren't NDAs. He's never denied paying out NDAs to these women.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree, but I think I guess that, they're talking about the fact that it corroborates all of the other activity that they consider being criminal, meaning human trafficking.
Yeah, there's a track record of him doing underhanded deeds. Yes.
Yeah, with women that were subordinates that he could manipulate and coerce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This will continue to be interesting as it plays out.